Our next performer came all the way yesterday. He came from Las Vegas to be here. He originally was from Bucks County, but years ago moved to Florida and then has spent the past 10 years in Vegas. And he writes, produces, directs shows there, many shows. So he has a great successful production company in Las Vegas, but he wanted to come here and be with us. So I'd like to right now introduce to you Elliot Hitchcock.
Thank you all very much. Oh, don't worry, it's just a bowling ball. We'll diffuse the situation. Thank you. What a pleasure it is to be here today, ladies and gentlemen. As it was just mentioned, I am from the Philadelphia area originally, and yes, I've traveled around quite a bit, but it's great to be back. You see, memories are really what it's all about. And when I was about 12 years old, I remember I met Dick Gustafson. One of the funniest things about Dick was, at the time, he was the national president of the SAM and also the chairman of what was known as the Society of American Magicians National Convention here in Philadelphia at the W. Stratford. Well, my mom, I had saved up for this thing. I was so excited. And my mother called up Dick one day, and she said, my son needs to get a registration. And Dick explained that all the registrations were sold out. And that wasn't going to work for me, not at all. So that being said, Dick said, you know what? I have a registration. Everybody knows me, so he can have my registration. And here's what happened with that. Because of it being 0001, I got to sit in the front row. I was on the dais. I mean, and all these people were looking around going, who's this kid? And it was because of Dick Gustafson. Well, Dick took me under his wing, and for many years he was my mentor. And he shared with me some very valuable insights about show business, about staging. You just saw an example of mine. But anyway, he really took me under his wing and gave me just a great memory. So I'm going to take this balloon, I'm going to fill it with memories and just watch what happens. Music, please. And there we go. This represents time and what happens as we go through time, through our lives. The memories are still intact. Kind of shadows your disbelief, doesn't it? Yes, now, of course, the memories are kept up here, not in a balloon. Thank you, Dick, for that. I'm going to move right along here and show you something that's a little bit of fun. Ladies and gentlemen, Dick, Joe, this is for you. Thank you all very much. Now, one time I asked Dad, as I was about to become a professional magician and do trade shows and convention shows and all that, I said to Dick, so how is it that you charge a bill for an act? He said, aha, oh yes, that's an art form in itself. He said, you find out who the very best are in the industry, and you ask them, how much do you get? And then you want to charge more. So I said, how much do you get, Dick? And he said, well, I get about $1,500 a day. And I said, that's interesting, I get $1,750. And that just kicked it off. But anyway, speaking of money, I brought along with me some money, and let's have a little bit of fun with that. You see, we can start off with 6 $100 bills. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 $100 bills. If I were to remove 3 of those, 1, 2, 3, you would think that it would leave us with 300. Not the case. You see, with a little bit of magic, a little bit of luck, you see, and I do come from Las Vegas, we still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 $100 bills. Thank you very much. So, we get along a little bit down the road. I'm having to buy props now. My first prop cost about $300, and that was 1, 2, 3, and of course with just a little bit of magic, you see we still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 $100 bills. Well, now it came time to buy a vehicle. I couldn't afford much, just about $300. 1, 2, 3, it was a Datsun B210, and it barely held the equipment. So I had to get a little bit more, and I thought if I somehow use some magic, maybe I can get a little bit more funds to buy a better vehicle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 $100 bills. And moving right along here. 1, 2, 3. And ladies and gentlemen, you've got it already. Bam. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 $100 bills. Now, at the very, very least, we can take 1, 2, 3 $100 bills, and how does that leave us? With just 1 $100 bill. I thank you all very, very much. I'm going to do something that I'm very, very, very honored to do. You see, I do come from Las Vegas, but there's a certain magician that I've known since I was 14 years old. And I have to tell you that a big fan of Dick Gustafson. Ladies and gentlemen, you have no clue how honored I am to bring to you a very special, special person. Ladies and gentlemen, if we could we bring down the projection screen? Thank you very much. Ooh, wow. There we go. And we have, oh, great. Well, thank you, sir. Okay, are you ready for this? Are you sure? Are you positive? Let's bring and go live to Las Vegas, ladies and gentlemen. None other than David Copperfield. David, how are you, sir?
I'm doing great.
Oh, that's so great. Thank you so much for visiting with us today. I know that you're a busy man. You have 3 shows today?
No, only 2.
Oh, only 2. You're taking some time off.
3 yesterday.
3 yesterday. Well, that's great. Well, that's super, super. Well, anyway, I understand, and I actually know this for a fact, that you were a big fan of Dick Gustafson, correct?
That's true. You know, probably saw him first. I mean, remember, and a decade later, I used on one of my specials in the Jewel Thief number, and of course the amazing glass, the candle through hat. We all know the glass through hat,
absolutely,
die through hat, but his candle through hat was brilliant because you saw the action of the flame above the hat as it came up. It was just a brilliant touch. It changed the whole thing. After his wife passed away, tragically, I gave him a call and I said, you know, first of all, you're such an amazing inspiration, both technically and as also a good person. And that's the one thing that I remember from being a kid, watching that candle go through the hat and a little light appearing. And it was just wonderful. And in fact, how the 2 of them worked together was really special, very inspirational. And he was very grateful for the call and just told him how much he inspired. You know, we're going to miss him.
He's an amazing, amazing man. Yeah. Hey, I have a thought. Would you mind just taking a minute or 2? You've got an exciting special coming up next month, and could you share with us a little bit about what what you have up your sleeve?
Won't fit up the sleeve, and we may be doing a bigger thing with it, a more giant thing. So you have to stand by before I tell you.
Stand by? Okay, well, please, everybody, you can follow David Copperfield on Facebook, of course, at his own website, davidcopperfield.com. And, well, that's great. Well, I know that you have a busy day. Is there anything else that you'd like to add before we let you go?
This is all about him. Yeah. He's a wonderful man. They're a wonderful team. Very inspirational to magicians of my generation. People should watch his work, watch the work. The young people should show his work, what they did, and how he made magic grow and become even more spectacular. So my message to you is have all of the young people, show them the work so they really can learn and be inspired as I was.
I got you. How cool is that, ladies and gentlemen? Put your hands together for David Copperfield. Very nice. Thank you. Kudos, my friend. See you back in Vegas. Alrighty. Wow. How cool is that? When we reached out to David, and of course he was aware of Dick's passing. And I said, would you mind putting together a short video? He said, oh no. And I thought, oh darn. He goes, no, we're going live. And that's the kind of guy he is. He's so supportive of our art. He has an amazing museum of magic out in Las Vegas. Right now it's currently private. Thank you very much, guys. Okay, it's currently private, and for that reason, maybe or maybe not, you'll get a chance to visit it. But please, if you're out in Las Vegas, look up the David Copperfield show. I said to David years ago, he does 650 shows a year. And I said, why? This is 20 years ago. I said, why, David? And he said, well, because that's just what I do. It's an amazing story. Well, anyway, my time is up for today, and I just want to thank everybody from the bottom of my heart. Let's look up to the skies and thank R.I.P. Dick and Joe. Love you guys. Thank you, folks. Have a great afternoon. We'll see you next time.
Thank you, Elliot Hitchcock, everyone. Thank you.